Hello everyone, and welcome back to Addendums. Well, today we are going to cover something that, for some reason, when people are first learning music, this is the thing that really trips them up. And I think it's because they're not holding a certain concept in their minds. What trips them up is when they start reading things called ledger lines. Now, ledger lines are actually very common. How do I best explain these? Ledger lines exist outside the written staff, outside the written register. There are many notes that exist outside the written register, but this is a way for them to be written efficiently and effectively. For example, this one exists outside the written register, but it's still a note. We would still play it, we'd still read it as a note. Same thing with this one. It may be several spaces below the lowest point, but it's still a note. We still need to treat it as such. Now, for me, ledger lines have been in my training since the very beginning. The third note that I learned was this one, which is B flat. The third note for tuba, B flat. Very, very common. We deal with ledger lines all the time. So when you're doing this, remember. The musical alphabet moves from A to G and then it repeats itself. If you go up the staff, you're moving forward in the alphabet. Down the staff, you move backwards. If you remember this, you can't go wrong. But let's put it into practice. If we take a treble clef. Now, this makes a lot of sense because in a treble clef, notes exist outside the register, and they don't just stop at the top, the same way that the musical alphabet doesn't just stop when you get to G. It will go on. It will continue to repeat itself ad infinitum, ad nauseum. Same thing with the staff. There are notes that are well above and well below written registers. They could go on indefinitely. So let's figure some of these out. And before we get even into it, we can use some of those mnemonic devices that we've already learned. So there we go. In the spaces, spells face. And on our lines, we have every good boy deserves fudge. Or EGBDF. So this note here is a very common note. And we know that, remember, if you go down the staff, you need to go backwards in the alphabet. If you move up the staff, you're moving forwards in the alphabet. It's very, very important to remember this. It's always this way. You go up, you go to the right, go down, go to the left. Now, our bottommost note is E on that line down there. So that's where we'll start. So we go E. Remember, we're going down to get to this note. So E. Out of that space is D. And then, of course, now we know that right there, that is C. Because we went from E down to D, down to C. That space there, and all the way down to C. And what if we use one that's a little higher up here? A little cramped, but that's okay. We can go by our topmost note. That's F. Okay. Now we go up from there. Remember, we're moving up, so we move forward in the alphabet. So F, and then G, A, and then that one will be, that's B. It's just the alphabet, guys. Seriously, it's not that bad. I'm going to leave that up there. I think that'll help us. Let's put this in a different clef. If we put this into, yes, the F clef, the bass clef, awesome. We're going to use that mnemonic phrase. All cows eat grass. And then my favorite, giraffes bargain deliberately for afros. Oh man, it's a little odd, I know. But here we go. Let's pick another note. Let's use this one. A bit more common. It is that top space, very tip-top space. So we're going to choose, we have our G, then our A, and because right after A will lie B. So this note is B. Again, alphabetical order, folks. Not that bad. Really not that bad. Okay, so what if we pick something else? A little bit lower in the bass clef or the F clef. Yep, we have several spaces, several lines. Our bottommost line is G. We're going down, so we have to go backwards. So F. That line will be E. That space will be D. So this line here, that's C. Like a lot of things I've said in the past, this does not change. All clefs, well, hang on. Not all clefs. All toned clefs behave in this way. They have to. If they didn't behave this way, then the system would be too confusing. So, if the clef utilizes these pitches, these specific things, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then it must use this order. If it doesn't, it would mess up the entire system. It has to use this order.
No.
You stay there, buddy. Don't move. Okay, so remember, don't panic. Don't overthink this. Seriously. That's what always happens. People overthink this. They think it must fall into some other system, but really, it doesn't. Remember, musical alphabet. It's always the same musical alphabet. Go up the staff, you're moving forward in the alphabet. Down the staff, you move backwards. That's it. That's all you really have to remember. So if this video was helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos, leave a comment if you need some more help, and as always, please share. It helps out a bunch. Be well, keep learning, and please, of course, stay awesome. Bye now.